Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Finish It Friday episode I do not know because I didn't look it up before I started this video. Sorry. But, I have something finished to show you that was semi-finished before, but I have it fully finished now, and I am so happy this is done. I can stop worrying about it. I can stop stressing over it. It is done, ready for me to enjoy. This is mine. So for those of you that may not know or remember this, this is my Mario Afghan. I love this thing. All right, and I still have people compliment me on this. Like family members will say, my sister today told me, she's like, Alana, I love that blanket, and I was like, I do too. But here is the front, and for those of you that have done Afghans, now this was double crocheted Afghan, right? Is it called a Afghan? Yeah, I think that's, I don't know. Anyway, so by the time I was done with it and all put together, I was in love with the front. The back, not so much. Not pretty. So my plan was I bought a Hobby Lobby had a big piece of fleece rolled up, and it was just wrapped around with a like a plastic label. And I got that plastic label, and my plan was to put it on the back, and that I was gonna stitch by stitch up each side, across the bottom, finish it off, and be done. And I messed it up. So thankfully, my sister's boyfriend went to Hobby Lobby and found me another one so I could do it again, and I got it right this time. So hindsight, I probably would have done it square per square. Like I would have done each square. I would have made the square the way it is, and then I would have added the fleece to the back and then connected all the squares instead of doing it in one big piece. But I'm still just as happy. Holy cow, was that time consuming. It took a long time. And what I did, obviously not this pair of scissors, but what I would do is I would take a pair of scissors and I would put it at the stitch of the border of my blanket, and I would put it through that stitch and then jam it through the fleece and pop a hole through the fleece and then work the stitch. Well, I would poke so many holes, then work so many stitches, and then stitch it together. Poke so many holes, single crochet in the fleece, and then slip stitch the piece together. And I did that all the way around. Now, what I did was, I didn't want to try to get this big piece of fleece cut down to fit and you guys know how yarn is. It's stretchier, or when you work your squares, they stretch a little bit. And when you put squares together, it stretches a little bit. So I knew when I would try to get this piece of fleece to fit this Afghan, I thought it's going to move, it's going to stretch, and it's not going to fit just the same as the first time I tried. So what I decided to do was I laid the piece of fleece out on the floor, and I took my Afghan and I folded one side of the fleece in. I think I started off at like, I think a half inch. I folded it like a half inch seam, and I clipped it all the way down one side, and then I took my blanket and I laid that on that seam, and then that hem, I'm sorry, and that's where I started. And I worked across the bottom first, and then I stopped. I cut my yarn and I marked my stitches there, and then I came up to the top of one side and worked down that, and then, flattened out that fleece in my blanket the way I wanted, and I had so much left on this side. So this side would have been all of my my excess material. So I folded that to where I could cut it and have a half inch ish hem of, is it hem? Is that the right word? A half inch seam, whatever, of the fleece, and then I just cut all that extra and pinned it, or well, I use these little clamp things, and I clamped it and I stitched it all together, and it came out perfect. And then that left the top, so obviously all that top was the excess, so I just folded it in, clamped it all the way across, and cut what would be excess, and there I had my beautiful seam, stitched it together, And there was my blanket. And I was like, oh, I'm so excited. I love it. So then, of course, you guys know when you stitch, well, those of you that have done it know that when you stitch things together like that, it kind of wants to like curl up a bit. So I took my my iron and I filled it full of water and got it on that steam setting. So my iron, if I put it on the hottest setting, which I think is cotton, and then you push that steam button and it just shoots steam out. So what I did is I hit all of the back stitches, so all of the single crochet on the back, which I know you guys probably can't see because it's black on black on black. Yeah. And then I came to this side and I hit all of those slip stitches. So what I did, the fleece has single crochets with a 5mm hook. The half double crochet border of the Afghan has slip stitch the two pieces together with a 6mm hook. And then I hit the slip stitches on this side with steam, and I hit the single crochets on this side with steam, and it came out perfect. And then I was like, okay, so I don't want to just leave this kind of floppy piece of fleece on the back of this Afghan. I want to do, if you guys remember, when they used to do a lot of hand quilting, they would attach the backing, the batting, and then the quilt top. They would attach all three pieces with a piece of yarn. Like they would run the piece through there and then just tie a cute little bow. I think it would always be on the top, maybe. Or no, maybe it was on the back. I don't remember. But I remember my grandma doing that a couple of times. And I thought, man, that would be really cute on the back. So I started doing it. And I started doing it. Well, let me show you. So this Afghan is based off of a center square. And then it's surrounding squares around the center one. So the center one is Mario, in case you can't hear me through the Afghan. So Mario is the center square, and then all of the other squares are the surrounding ones. So what I was going to do was at every connecting point, all the way around, you know, like here, 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 I was going to put a bow. Well, I started working on it, and I'm like, is that too many? That kind of seems like too much. My nose is itchy. I was like, that kind of seems like too much. So what I ended up doing was at every connection to that center block. So here, 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 there, you know, and so on all the way around. I poked my needle through the fleece. Let me show you this. And I tied a little bow. I hope you guys can see this, okay? I tied a little bow all the way around just that center square. And I think it's so cute. See if I can show you guys standing up. Well, my chair rocks and I'm afraid to stand in it, but I'm going to try. No, I'm not. Yep, I'm not doing that. I will hurt myself and break my chair, and I would be devastated if I broke that chair. And fleece holds everything. So some bows are closer together, and that's because you know, like here and here, that's why those bows are so close, because there's a connector and a connecting. But yeah, look at the fleece. Here, how about I just do this? Can I just scooch you guys back? Don't laugh at my mess, okay? There. Does that help? Yeah. See how that fleece is just so awesome. That's not too baggy. I love it. Okay, let me show you the front. You guys can see my... we call it Dunlap. You Dunlapped over your pants? Sorry. I know, I'm a dork. Anyway, so here are all of the blocks. And yeah, the fleece has also made this super heavy. But that is it. That is today's finished project. So here's my little... Oh, I forgot to put her up. Here's my little confession. I have been up since about 4:30 this morning, and it's I think it's after lunch, so it's probably around 1-ish. I have been working a lot today on different things. So not only crocheting things, but for those of you that know and for those of you that don't, we're in the middle of slowly moving. So I've been working on that a little bit, and I have gotten the okay to start transitioning my stuff. My area. Oh, one of my lovely viewers and my subscribers, she called it the Wall of Alana, and I loved it. And I told her, I said, I'm using that. So I got the okay to start moving the Wall of Alana to my new area at the farm. So it's just a little corner I kind of cleaned out for myself, and it's gonna take a little bit because it's gonna be awesome. Unfortunately, it's a concrete wall, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to decorate it because I don't think I'm not gonna paint it. I can't paint it. That's not. But I can make it look. I can Alana it up. It's still gonna be a wall of Alana. I could hang an Afghan. I could hang. No, I'm not hanging this. I can't do that. I'll use this. I can hang some. I'll make it look great. Anyway, so I've been working on things like that today. And, but the whole reason I'm telling you all of this is to tell you that I'm not going to Yoshi yet. I know he's the next project on the Finish It Friday lineup, but I have one more thing that I have got to get done before Christmas. And I got my angels done, which I'm going to be shipping those next week. I got my Afghan done. This is mine. I got one more thing. I have a friend in Wisconsin up by our property, and they let us stay in their cabin while we go up there, and then we kind of do some work on our property or hire people to do the stuff that's, the mat does stuff. I don't know. Anyway, so they let us stay there for really cheap. And in return, I always gift them with little crochet things. Well, I finally got to meet the wife, and she's a great grandma, but she's probably 65, 70-ish. And I got to meet her daughter-in-law and her son, and I had never met them before. Now my husband has. My husband's met the whole family. I haven't. And the grandmother, she was telling me, she's like, I love you. And she goes, you remind me so much of my oldest granddaughter. You sound like her. You look like her. You talk like her. And I was like, really? That's so cute. Blah, blah, blah. And then she starts to tell me that she has a grandbaby that was recently born. And he's cute as a bug in a rug. And that, she was telling me about it. And in the back of my mind, as she's talking, my Alana brain starts going, it just starts turning like, okay. So recently, Terry at the Yarn Joy podcast, when she was showing her books while her hand was healing, she showed a book that was baby hats. And they are the cutest hats I have ever seen. And I am just like in love. I want to squeeze one of those little babies and kiss them and hug them. And anyway, so this family are big hunters. They like, well, that's one reason why Matt knows most of the family is because they ask for permission to hunt on our property. I don't hunt. I've been hunting. My husband took me hunting. First of all, I can't sit still that long because I am like, I can't sit still and be quiet that long. I don't like it. I'm not into it. Second of all, when it comes to shooting a deer, I couldn't do it. Just to see the beautiful animal standing there like that, I don't want to kill it. So I tell my husband, it's like, you go kill it. I will help you cut it up. I will help you freeze it, pack it, all of that, cook it, and eat it. I am not killing it. No. And I've told my sister, I've told my friends, I've told everyone else, I don't care if anyone tells me that I'm a pansy because I can't shoot a deer or any animal. I don't want to shoot any animal. I don't want to. To me, that is not fun. I don't want to do it. And so I tell him, like, go ahead, call me whatever you want to call me. I have a husband to do that for me. Thank you. But anyway, so they're big hunters. So in this book, when Terry showed it on the cover, one of those little precious little buttery babies that I want to snuggle had a puppy hat on. And I was like, that's it. That is what I'm going to make. My friend's name's Diane. That's what I'm going to make Diane to send her for Christmas to gift to her newest great grandbaby. So I made the puppy hat, and I made no. My plan, I'm sorry. My mind is going. My plan is to make I made the beanie. I gotta put it together still, but I've got the little beanie. But my plan is to make the matching booties. I don't know if I'm gonna put the face on the booties. If you guys saw that episode of Terry's, or you can go find it, it's so stinking cute. It's a little beanie, and it's got a white strip, and then a round piece, and a little black nose, and then 2 white pieces with 2 little black pieces for eyes, and then it has matching booties. But the booties have little round pieces for the nose, and then a little black piece for the nose, and then 2 white pieces for the eyes, and then like little black dots for the eyes. And I don't know if that's kind of too much, or because my idea is, if you guys saw my last tutorial I put out, was that little overall set. I know some people call them a romper. I call them a little overall. Or someone told me the other day that's not overalls. That's overalls or pants and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, those are coveralls. We call these overalls, and a romper is full. Anyway, it's a little pair of overalls. And my thought process is to make those overalls to match that little beanie, and then the booties to go with it, and then mail that up there to Diane, and she can gift it to her great grandson for Christmas. So that's I'm yammering, I know, trust me, I know. But that is my plan for next Finish It Friday. For next Friday is to have the beanie, the little overall set, and the booties done. And then I thought about it, and I thought about it. I was considering making a little granny square baby blanket to go with it, to where it would be puppy, just a granny square, puppy, granny square, puppy, granny square, animal, non-animal, and just make it like that. But the only problem I'm having with that, oh, pardon me. The only problem I'm having with that is that the ears on the beanie look adorable. They look like a hound dog, like a basset, or a bloodhound. They hang down, and it's so stinking cute. But on that square, they look so weird, and it's just like, okay, that's putting too much on my plate, Alana. Take it back. Let's reel it back in. You don't need to do that much. The little overall set, the beanie and the booties will be enough. So that's gonna be next week, and then after that, Yoshi. Wait, was it Yoshi? Yeah, it was Yoshi. Yoshi will be in the lineup. He will be the following week. And that's my birthday. I think. Yeah. Anyway, and I'm gonna be 40. Ew. But yeah, so I'm so happy this is finally done, and I can put it on my bed, and I can sleep under it and be happy. Actually, I probably won't, because my cats sleep with me, and I would not want my cats to tear this up, so I will probably put this on the spare bedroom. Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm afraid they'd probably get on it too. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But let's see. Do I have anything? Nope. I don't want to talk about anything else, because that's going to be in a Chatting with Alana episode, which will be Monday, which I will probably film Sunday. And then I'm thinking, because when it comes to moving my stuff to, my yarn stuff, my YouTube stuff, my crocheting stuff, to the farm, to my little area, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, or I'm going to tell you this. The bookshelves that I have my stuff on are not good, nice. They're janky, falling apart. You know, they're probably going to break as soon as I try to move it. So a part of me is thinking I need to get on Marketplace and maybe find some good quality bookshelves for cheap that I can have with the intention of also taking with us when we eventually build our home in Wisconsin and move it up there. Cause yeah, like the back of this bookshelf is like popped out of it because I've tried to put so much on it. The shelves are about to fall off of it. It's just a Walmart particle board plywood. No, not plywood. I think it's just, yeah, you can hear how hollow it is. I think it's just particle board. I don't know. But anyway, so a part of me is like, I need to get new shelving or more shelving. I don't know. I hear people. I can hear someone talking outside. All right, but anyway, so I am going to get out of here and I'm going to go. I have a carload of stuff that, well, I have stuff that I need to go load into my car to load my car up because, yeah, I got all kinds of stuff to do today to finish the day. Today I'm making, taking a page out of Terry's book, I'm making broccoli cheddar chicken soup for dinner. Fall is finally here, guys. Finally here. It's cold, it's windy, the sun's shining, and I want a pot of soup. And I don't eat carbs, so low carb cheddar broccoli chicken soup it is. Just picking this up off of my legs, I can feel the temperature drop. So this thing has got my legs nice and warm and toasty. That's crazy. Alright. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss what's next. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Maybe we'll be in my new space in the next Finish It Friday. Probably not Monday's video. I don't have time for that right now. But we'll see. Probably next Friday we'll be in my new space. Fingers crossed. Knocked on wood. Knock on wood. Lord willing. Alright. Bye, guys.